God, this water is good. Oh, hello there. Greetings. I am Plants 1000. I am a PvZ2 enjoyer, if you will. I played PvZ2 Altverz recently, and I've noticed that this plant, Acid Lemon, a new plant, very cool new plant that's been released for the upcoming Jurassic Marsh update. It's pretty cool, and I see a lot of people don't know how to use it. So today, I'm going to teach you how to use it, because it is a really cool plant that has a lot of really cool ways that you can use it. But a lot of people don't really understand how to use Acid Lemon. So today I'm going to teach you how to do it like a cool pro PvZ2 player. So let's get started. As you can see, I've made a very serious, very cool looking PowerPoint for this. And I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about this plant, how to use it, its stats, how to use it in various situations, its pros and cons, and all of that. So let's get started. So, first off, the stats. Acid Lemon is a seedium plant, which means you need to buy its seed packets from the store in order to use it. He costs 200 Son. It might be a little more or less depending on the pro status. It has a 15 second recharge. 15-second recharge. It's kind of sluggish. It's not that bad. He deals 60 damage to anything that doesn't have an armor or is a grid item, and 120 damage to armored zombies and grid items. This is very important because he does kind of low damage at a kind of slow fire rate of 2.9 seconds. That's about as quickly as a cabbage bolt. But in return, it deals insane damage. Oh god, I hit my monitor. It deals insane damage to armored zombies and grid items. And this is amazing because he can just insanely quickly melt down things like cone heads, bucket heads, knights. Oh god. Troglodyte ice blocks. And a lot of really, really cool things that you can use Acid Lemon for. He's kind of mediocre against things that don't have armor, so things like basic zombies, imps, gargantuars even, he'll kind of deal pathetic damage to. He also has a plant food effect, which rains down acid droplets from the sky into its lane. It's kind of mediocre. You really shouldn't use it unless you're in a pinch. And like I said before, this is the Jurassic Marsh tedium, which means you'll want to use this guy in Jurassic Marsh. And I'll explain that in just a little bit. That's because there's a lot of really interesting interactions and niche use cases for Acid Lemon in that world. But let's see, like from the stats here, we can see that Acid Lemon is what we like to call a specialist plant. Specialist plants usually focus on very niche situations where they tend to use their abilities to aid a primary or main attacker in the lawn. Acid Lemon fills this niche because he deals incredible damage to grid items and armored zombies, but low damage to everything else, where a main attacker can fill that gap or fill that role. Acid Lemon exists to support this main attacker so that they do their job well. And I'm going to give you a few examples of pretty common situations you might find while playing Altverz, in which Acid Lemon can help you. So, for example, here we have this situation where we have a night zombie, a pretty common zombie in Dark Ages. And behind him we have a reanimator zombie, which is a zombie that, when killed, will drop a tombstone on its place. And on your side you have the Acid Lemon, a very nice guy, and a repeater. In this situation, the repeater will struggle against the night zombie, letting the reanimator get closer. This isn't good because we don't want that grave to get closer. That's where Acid Lemon will come in handy. Because he will deal 120 damage to the knight's helmet, it will quickly die. And then Repeater and Acid Lemon can team up to take down the night zombie, the remains of the night zombie. Afterwards, they can work on the reanimator, and once he dies, he'll drop his tombstone, which means that Acid Lemon can quickly take it out, thus preventing any zombies from spawning from the gravestone. This is a really good combo because it only costs 400 sun to use, and sure, that's quite a bit, but the utility that Acid Lemon gives you for that entire lane is really good. And even then, 60 damage per, like, every 3 seconds roughly, that's still not that bad against these two, well, pretty much any zombie in general. He does struggle against things that have a ton of health and don't have armor, like far future mechs, but those are far less common than, say, armored zombies like knights or bucketheads, or grid items such as gravestones. Now, in the second example we have here, this one's a little more complicated, as you can see. So we have an ice block zombie, which in Altverz has more health than a night zombie, and is really tough to take down. And then we also have the troglodyte zombie, who pushes up to 3 ice blocks in his lane. And on your side, you have a red stinger and an acid lemon. So the problem here is that red stinger struggles to take down the ice block zombie because he has a ton of health. He'll get closer and thus allow the troglodyte to push his blocks further. That's not good. However, acid lemon can come in handy here by quickly destroying the helmet of the ice block zombie. Now sure, the ice block does have a ton of health. However, keep in mind that acid lemon deals 120 damage per hit. That's a lot. So the ice block will quickly die, and then red stinger and the acid lemon can work together to take down the ice block zombie. From then on, the ice blocks from the troglodyte will quickly die to acid lemon, because again, that's 120 damage. That's a ton of damage per hit. Even if it takes 3 seconds to attack, roughly, that's still not terrible. Like, acid lemon can do a ton of work against troglodyte here. It's insane. And sure, the troglodyte at that point will just be a basic zombie, in which case red stinger and acid lemon can just take it out with ease. And that's one really good situation where acid lemon comes in handy in a world like Frostbite Caves. Taking down a super tough zombie so that your supporting plant or main attacker can very quickly take it out without problems. In this case, in both of these situations, acid lemon is helping a weaker plant or a main attacker deal with its weakness. In this case, a really strong zombie. And that's good. Okay, so we covered how good acid lemon is in some situations like these. But as I mentioned before, there is one upcoming world at that, where acid lemon is incredible in, and that is, of course, Jurassic Marsh. And Jurassic Marsh, oh god, that water is good. Jurassic Marsh, the upcoming world for Altverz, very soon actually, as of recording this, 2 days from now, 3 days roughly. So Jurassic Marsh has a ton of gimmicks and grid items and armored zombies where acid lemon can just tear down through and help out your main attackers like, I don't know, Primal Pea Shooter or who else do we have? Aki, I guess. I don't know. He can help out a lot in this world, and I'm going to show you why through the information we've been given in the Dev Diary. So here we go, Jurassic Marsh. So in Jurassic Marsh, we have this new gimmick called Amber Puddles. So when a zombie steps into the Amber Puddle, they will turn into an Amber Block. Amber Blocks are considered great items, and in this situation, they have a ton of health, blocking straight shots, and also they can be pushed around by the dinosaurs. However, they cannot move. They're still a huge obstacle to tear down through because of their incredibly high health, but this is where acid lemon can come in handy because despite how strong they might be, acid lemon does 120 damage, and 120 damage is nothing to scoff at. So they'll just get torn down through very quickly, letting your main attackers continue dealing with the horde. And I don't think there's anything else in the game currently that deals that much damage against Amber Blocks. So acid lemon is your best counter against them. Next we have the Scavenger Zombie. He's a new zombie in Jurassic Marsh. What he will do is he will walk up to the lawn and blow on the earth. That sounds really bad. Let's just say he'll blow air onto the earth, which will release bones. These bones, they also block attacks from straight shooters. And more importantly, they slow down zombies, which, while that might be useful, it'll also mean that the dinosaurs can fling a ton of them at you very quickly. And that's not good. Luckily, Acid Lemon can quickly destroy these bones, which, yeah, you're getting rid of the slowdown, but in return you get the extra space, which is really good. We need space, especially in Jurassic Marsh, because all the zombies are going to be coming in, especially with the dinosaurs. And we need ways to block them. And we need space for that. So Acid Lemon clears out the lawn for you, and that's good. Also, Scavenger Zombie has a little helmet on the top of his head. I guess Acid Lemon can deal with that, though it's not really that huge of a reason to bring Acid Lemon. You mainly want it for the bones that Scavenger Zombie spawns. And finally, we have the Egg Pusher Imp. So Egg Pusher Imp, what he does is he'll push an egg onto the lawn. This egg is considered a great item, and in this case, Acid Lemon can quickly tear it down. Now the thing is, the egg will hatch, and then a Brontosaur will come in and smash the lawn, dealing damage to plants and zombies. We don't want this egg to get closer into our plants, because while the primal plants can survive the smash, most other plants cannot, and we want to protect them. So in this case, it's better to keep the egg away by dealing a ton of damage to it. And that way we can use the egg so that when it breaks really close into the start of the lawn, it can quickly take down a ton of zombies with it, which is really good. And that's a benefit of using the Acid Lemon against Egg Pusher Imp. God. Did you know I recorded this twice? This is the second time I'm recording this. Because the first time I forgot to plug my microphone in. I guess I have a skill issue. Oh yeah, Fossil Head Zombie exists. He's just a basic. I guess you can just use it against him, but at that point you might as well use it for any of these three guys, or all of them. Honestly, Jurassic Marsh XX is going to get torn down by these guys, by Acid Lemon. So use it against these guys, he's really good. Or at least I think he'll be really good. Otherwise he wouldn't be the world Cedium, just saying. Alright, so there's other worlds other than Jurassic Marsh. Generally, Acid Lemon is really good against cones and bucketheads. In worlds like Ancient Egypt and Dark Ages, he's really good against graves. There's also tanky zombies like Pharaoh and Barrel, which he can quickly take down because of their armor or the fact that Barrel Zombie is carrying a barrel, which is considered a great item. Also, he can deal against surfers, I guess. For some reason, he cannot deal against any far future mech, even though that's armor. Technically, like that's metallic armor. I feel like we should buff Acid Lemon. We should buff Acid Lemon by making it so it deals 120 damage to any far future mech. And no, this is not a request. Pause, please add this to the game. I promise it won't break the game. It can also destroy arcades, destroy frozen plants, which is really good. Though he can be frozen, so he cannot survive freezing wind. So you need backup for that. Oh yeah, and you also cannot piss on the water using Acid Lemon. Like the thing where you use his plant food in the Chinese version to turn the water yellow, you cannot do that here. And I feel like that's a crime. We should add that to the game. I guess all we got left to cover are the cons of using Acid Lemon. Despite having really good use cases, he still deals low damage at a low fire rate. 60 damage for every 3 seconds isn't that great. He struggles in most worlds like Lost City, Wild West, and Far Future because he just cannot do much in those worlds. So you're better off using other plants. Since he's like a situational support plan, he has very niche uses. However, in the cases where he's very niche, he's extremely good, and I still recommend you use it in those situations. His 200 sunk cost tag means that he does require quite a bit of sound production to get going. However, it's not that hard. It's not that hard to do it unless you're like one of those veteran players who only use 2 columns of sunflowers. In that case, well, sucks to suck, I guess. But in most cases, you should be able to get the sun for Acid Lemon and a supporter or main attacker. So at that point, why not? Like, just use it. It's worth it. You cannot piss in Big Wave Beast, which, again, like I said, really sucks. And you need to use coins to get him, which is both a positive and a negative. It's a positive because you can get it very early in the game if you want to. But it's also a negative because you cannot get the most powerful plan in the game for free. And you know what? I feel like that's probably a pro now that I think about it. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I don't know what else to do here. I'm really tired. My voice is dying. Like I said, I recorded this 2 times. My water has run out. Who will win between Acid Lemon and Gargantua? Please let me know in the comments.